And the first order of business is consideration of the minutes of the prior meeting. That's the meeting of July 24. I assume that every member of the board has reviewed those, and with that understanding, would entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I think, if I might, Mr. Chairman, maybe we'll start with just a roll call.
Oh, you need a roll call. I forgot. I forgot. I should know we're on virtual, but I'm getting ready to meet in person. So please do it. Please do the roll call.
I'll start with Ms. Pitcher.
Yes, here.
Mr. Weeks.
Present.
Looks like Mr. Pepper is here with us. Yep.
Oh, great. Good morning.
I'm
Nick.
here.
Good.
Good morning,
everyone.
Good morning, and Chair Angelini.
Yes. So 4 members of the board of the authority are present, and would now entertain a motion for approval of the minutes of July 24 meeting.
So moved.
Good? Is there a second?
Second.
Good. Let's do a roll
Second.
call vote. Good.
Ms. Pitcher,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper,
Yes.
and Chair Angelini.
Yes. So going to the agenda, the first item of new business is to authorize execution of amendment number 1 to the land disposition and development agreement with the Mankini Group regarding 484 500 Main Street. Peter, would you bring us up to date with respect to this?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is a continuation of our discussion over the last few meetings, starting with the result of the due diligence efforts of the Mankini Group, their request for an extension, and then project modification. And then at the last meeting, we had discussed that the board seemed to be open to considering that extension and project modification under the condition that the Mankini Group would accept responsibility for carrying costs on the date that they would have otherwise assumed those carrying costs under the timeline set forth in the original LDA, which would be March of 2026. So over the last few weeks, I've communicated that to the Mankini Group, and I think they're still evaluating that and where they would source the funds to cover that responsibility. So that's kind of where we're at now. And we do have Mr. Rengel from the Mankini Group on with us this morning as well.
Mark, is there anything I'm getting feedback. I'm gonna sign off for a moment and sign back on. Excuse me. Okay. Mark, is there anything you'd like to add?
Sure. Thanks, Chair Angelini. We appreciated the WRA's attention to this and really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. And as Peter said, I think I was out of town, unfortunately, last week, but I had a chance to meet with Peter in person earlier this week to talk about the latest kind of proposal set forth by the WRA. And I think we are open to entertaining the carrying costs to bring that into the development kind of project capital stack. And as Peter mentioned, we're just evaluating how we might finance or otherwise account for that cash outlay each month. So we are very close, I think, in the next week or two, be able to commit. We are committed to this project, and we are committed to the WRA in the city of Worcester. We've gone ahead and set up a meeting. Bo Mankini will be in town tomorrow, and we'll be meeting with Peter to discuss finer points of that. But again, I think we're committed to working with the WRA to come up with a mutually agreeable amendment to execute so we can move forward with the due diligence in short order.
Well, let me ask you, saying that you're open to payment of ongoing capital costs and that you're open to a mutually agreed commitment reflects neighborliness, but frankly, that's not what we asked you for. And we've now been entertaining delay here for several months. So from my perspective, it's time, speaking only as one member of the authority, I think it's time, as the saying goes, to fish or cut bait. So we've made a proposal to you. My understanding is that from a conversation with Mr. Dunn, that you've responded by asking us for assistance in finding funding sources. That's not our responsibility, and it's not our role. So what I'd like to know is whether, within the next week, you will tell us yes or no whether you accept our proposal.
Yeah,
Can you do
absolutely. I think working out the finer points of that carrying cost and the mechanics around it, I think are the goal of this conversation between Bo and Peter tomorrow. But yes, I think we're in a position where we're ready to put pen to paper to actually draft an amendment. We don't have a draft amendment in front of us. We have kind of talking points, but getting that draft amendment to work the language into the LDA amendment, we're in that position right now to commit to that. Yes.
Well, I have some other comments, but let me defer to other members of the authority. Are there any questions or comments by other members of the authority? I hear none. So here's what I would suggest. I think we need to get moving on this project. It's now the 21st of August, and Labor Day is upon us. I would entertain a motion by the board that unless we reach an acceptable resolution of the request for delay and other requests made by Minkiti by 5 p.m. on the day following Labor Day, that we begin plans to rebid this development. Is there a second to that? Would somebody please make that motion?
Second.
So moved.
So,
I support that.
Right? Is there a second to the motion?
second.
All right, so let's have some discussion about it. Mark, what's your reaction to that motion?
No, I think that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? Let's do a roll call vote. Mr. Dunn?
Sure, Ms. Pitcher,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper,
Yes.
and Chair Angelini.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Mark. You're welcome to stay with us on this call, but we look forward to getting this
Thank you.
done. And I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
if you would convey to your team that we're getting exasperated by this, and time's an enemy, not an ally. And the spirit of this motion is not a negative one to your company, or which has been a great contributor to our community, but just the need to get things going. So don't
Understood.
misunderstand it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Next order of business, Mr. Dunn.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we can, it makes sense to take items 2 and 3 collectively. So item number 2 is a request to authorize execution of amendment number 5 to the term of conveyance with Washington Circle Realty LLC for the land at Washington Square. And then item number 3 is to consider authorizing execution of a ground lease with Washington Circle Realty LLC for land at Washington Square. So I had given a preview of this at the last board meeting, and in the packet, as well as one of the attachments, kind of for visual purposes. You can see over the course of this land assembly, essentially this development site at Washington Square, it currently consists of 4 parcels. So there was a discontinuance of a portion of Foster Street, and then there were 3 parcels that are owned by the Redevelopment Authority, which we combined into 1 parcel. And so the terms of conveyance that we have with Washington Circle Realty for this hotel is for that entirety, the aggregation of those 4 parcels. So through the title exam and the comment from the title insurance company, there was some need for the railroad to assent to a certain maintenance and easement agreement on the parcel that is most close to the bridge there. We used to refer to it as the vacuum cleaner building parcel. And some of the board members that have been around for a while know that we demolished that vacuum cleaner building there a few years ago. And the railroad has been non-responsive, but they're not opposed. They're not in favor. We just have not been able to get responsiveness. We've tried to do that through a number of different channels. And so to your point, with time being an enemy, not an ally, we came up with, I think, a reasonable workaround that is also satisfactory to the title company, where we will be where our proposal is to do a 99-year ground lease on that parcel that's right next to the railroad bridge, which based on their conceptual site plan would be parking, circulation, and landscaping. So the building is not going to be built on that piece. And then conveying title to the other 3 parcels. So these 2 items that are under consideration for the board would help us, proceed with that framework and that transaction. So it involves the authorization to execute that 99-year ground lease, and then amending the terms of conveyance, because we'll have to have the terms of conveyance reflect that change to the transaction, where we'll be conveying title to the 3 parcels and then doing the ground lease on the 4th. And so the idea being that the compensation to the WRA is the same, $400,000. And we will need to do, we have it underway right now, an updated, it's called an approval not required plan, an A&R plan, that we'll have to file with the planning board, which is usually smooth, as the name suggests. It's not an approval isn't really needed for that. But we had previously combined all 4 of these parcels, so we need to kind of take out that 4th parcel so that we can do the ground lease and withhold it from the title conveyance. So because of that too, I think it makes sense. We have right now the closing date is on or before September 30th. So just as we work through the mechanics of that, the closing documents, as well as this planning board filing, I think this amendment number 5 would be helpful to have a 60-day extension, not because of their delay, but just from our perspective and finalizing the elements of that. So that's kind of the 2 key aspects of that. Amendment number 5 would be to reflect this kind of change of the transaction, conveying title to the 3 parcels and the ground lease on the 4th, and then an extension of 60 days so we can accomplish that. And then that other item being actual authorization so that we can execute the 99-year ground lease.
All right, and you're asking for a motion that essentially would accomplish what you've just indicated.
Yes.
And just to make it clear, this is a situation where the delay is not a result of the lassitude of the developer, but the mechanics involving 3rd parties.
Correct.
Right. All right. Are there any questions or observations by members of the authority regarding
Do we
this?
have any idea what the timing would be for the start of the project, assuming the closing and conveyance would happen November 30th?
Yeah, and that's a good question, because it doesn't affect the timing, because where we currently had a closing date of September 30th, where they would, be otherwise ready to take title at that time, aside from this kind of change, their intention was to get started in early 2026 anyways. So it's not like it's delaying the commencement of the project.
Okay.
Good question. Thank you. All right. Are there any other questions or observations? Would someone make a motion as suggested by Mr. Dunn with respect to the 60-day extension?
Motion to approve a 60-day extension for conveyance. Washington
Thank
Square.
you. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, great. Motion's been made and seconded. In the absence of any further discussion, let's do a roll call vote on it. Mr. Dunn.
Yes, starting with Ms. Pitcher,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper,
Yes.
and Chair Angelini.
Yes. All right. Now we turn to our favorite subject, Madison Properties.
Well, I think we'll just do a motion and a roll call if we can on the item number 3, which is the authorizing the execution of the ground lease for that 4th.
Oh, my
sorry.
apologies. My apologies. Ms. Pitcher?
Yes.
Yeah, you made a motion?
Yes. Motion.
Okay.
Yes.
And is it seconded?
Second.
All right. Now we'll do a roll call on that. We'll do the vote on that, Peter.
Thank you, Ms. Pitcher,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper,
Yes.
and Chair Angelini.
Yes, and thank you for correcting me. Okay, we now move to our favorite topic, Madison Properties.
On Madison properties, no real change on the 2 parcels in question that we've been talking about, where there has been some momentum building, the hotel parcel as well as the second residential site. But I do have as I mentioned at the last meeting as well, the appraisal underway. Should be getting that back in the next week or two. So we'll be ready to discuss that appraisal at the next board meeting, and then sort of, take it from there on how we use that information to our advantage. And I think based on where things are at with my understanding of the purchase and sale agreement on the second residential site, as well as the current status of the progress on this partnership for the hotel, I think we'll have more visibility on, how that's moving forward, if they're moving forward successfully at the next board meeting as well.
But your understanding is that there's progress on that second residential site.
It's under agreement. So the
Under
group that has the under agreement has been doing due diligence. They've come into we call it the interdepartmental review team, like pre-development consultation. They're working on preparing planning board filings for site plan approval. They've taken some initial feedback to revise some of the design plans and all of that to work on that site plan application with the planning board. So things seem to be moving along with them. And I think we'll know more. I think their due diligence period expires this fall. So I think we'll definitely know more on how that's going in the next meeting or so.
Good news. All right, no action is required to be taken with respect to this. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Are there any questions regarding this topic by members of the authority? Okay. Well, those are the action, that completes the status reports. You've all reviewed the financial update, report on executed contracts and payments, and on expenditures relating to the downtown urban revitalization plan. Mr. Dunn, would you give an update on where things are with the registry building?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. So yes, as I mentioned at the last meeting, it seems like the WRA can take an active role in the disposition and redevelopment of the RMV site. So we are in the process right now of preparing what's called the demonstration project plan. And I think we're still on track. I think at the last meeting I had mentioned we hope to present that to the board either in September or October. That is necessary for us to consider that demonstration project plan before we can take title and execute the acquisition from Mass DOT. So we're still, tracking that timeline and hope to take ownership from DOT before the end of the calendar year. And then we would proceed with a request for proposals on the sale and redevelopment of that site as well.
Good. Thank you. Are there any questions by members of the authority regarding any of what we've discussed? Or are there any questions regarding any other item relating to our business by any members of the authority? I take it that there are no questions regarding the financial update report as well. And if that's all the case, that completes our business, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Yes, Ms. Pitcher,
Yes.
Mr. Weeks,
Yes.
Mr. Pepper,
Yes.
and Chair Angelini.
And in my reckoning, this is a world's, at least an authority record for completion of its business, 22 minutes and 24 seconds. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for your good work, and I appreciate your attendance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.